Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today, shut the fuck up. The series is back. I am going to go off on Demetrius, Andrade, the undefeated middleweight champion of the world, and tell him to shut the fuck up. Okay, here's why I'm making this video. I already did one on Andrade talking earlier this year, but I'm doing another one because Andrade decided he was going to crash Canelo's post-fight press conference, taking a little bit of steam from Antonio Tarver when he did it to Roy Jones. You know, here's the thing, is I'm going to come at this from a couple different angles. First off, just the action itself. We'll go into the details of the action, or whether he should have or he shouldn't have. The action itself. Let's emulate the Roy Jones and Antonio Tarver scenario. First off, the difference between that scenario and this scenario is that Tarver was willing to fight other fighters at 175. He just wanted the pound for pound king, Roy Jones, and you know, I think Andrade is in a similar position to that. But Andrade is fighting at a division under Canelo now. Canelo's not coming back down to 160. Sure, he'll move up and fight at 168, but why hasn't he done that already if he wants to demand a fight? And why hasn't he went up there, put himself in a mandatory title shot? You know, he can do that. He's a WBO champ. He can move straight to 168 and fight for the number one contendership next. Or he might even be able to mandate a title fight. They're probably going to make him earn it and fight to become the number one contender, but he could do it. You know, why hasn't he done that already? Also, looking at the scenario, the same scenario, Roy Jones and Antonio Tarver. Did he not learn that Roy Jones shouldn't have done that? Roy Jones was fighting at heavyweight. He had defeated John Ruiz and won the heavyweight championship of the world when that night happened. Antonio Tarver came and crashed his press conference, post-fight press conference, biggest win of his career. Now this was not Canelo's biggest win.
Turn right after AutoZone Auto Parts on the right onto California 33 Southwest Polk Street.
This was not Canelo's biggest win of his career. So, you know, Roy Jones got pissed off because Tarver ruined his moment. Now, Roy Jones, it's widely considered it was a mistake. Even though he won the first fight against Tarver,
after AutoZone Auto Parts,
you know,
on the right,
he did.
Onto California 33 South, West Polk Street.
He won that first fight after that, you know, barely. But it was enough to fight Tarver again. And then he got knocked out. This is not the same scenario for Canelo. Canelo has not been pound for pound for forever like Roy Jones was. He just hasn't been, you know? So Canelo's not looking at, you know, things and going, and it's kind of, how do I say it? He's not kind of over being the pound for pound king and done all that. You know, Roy Jones was clearly couldn't get up for the rematch with Tarver because he'd already beat him, and he had already got to that mountaintop of the heavyweight division. Canelo is still hungry and starving for that, and Andrade brings nothing to the table for Canelo. Nothing. He's undefeated, but who has he beaten? He has not beaten anybody worth significance that Canelo's going to look at him. Then his style, it's southpaw. And it's made to make you look bad, even if you win. Look at all the haters that are hating on Canelo now for the fact that Billy Joe Saunders had some success against him. Canelo broke Saunders' face, but Canelo is getting hated on because Saunders' southpaw style was tricky and had some success against Canelo. And people, you know, are still saying that. But look at also what else people are saying. A lot of people are saying, so what that Canelo beat Billy Joe Saunders because he wasn't a big name. Andrade is less of a name. Do you not think that they're going to be saying the same exact thing about him, about Andrade, if Canelo goes and beats him? He is so unknown. you know, and he's known in the boxing world, and he's a decent fighter, but he doesn't have a signature win to earn this fight. When Mayweather was the pound for pound king, I was full on board. I don't like Mayweather, but I respected how good he was, and I respected who he fought. I never said he ducked anybody, because in my eyes, he didn't duck people. Mayweather, up until Andrade Berto, his last fight, that was after Pacquiao, he fought every guy prior to that. At least from the, let me see. It's tough to go back, but let's say just from the contract itself, the Showtime contract, his last 6 fights. Even before that, though, all his opponents, he was fighting them after they were coming off their career best win, or they were coming off of a major win. And that's when he was fighting those guys. And he was, and you know, so Andrade has not had his career best win. Yes, he struggles to get opponents, but it's because his style is ugly. It's unattractive. And people need to understand and respect that. People need to stop saying, oh, and he needs to stop. He needs to shut the fuck up and stop saying Canelo's running for him. Canelo has so many other better options between 160 and 168. He doesn't need to fight Boo-Boo Andrade or Andrade. It's a waste of time, and he just needs to stop already. It's embarrassing, you know, that he's going on the way he's going on. And, you know, and I'm just tired of hearing his voice. And him doing that, all you did was piss Canelo off even more away from you, dude. Because Roy Jones, you know, Canelo started laughing when he saw him. It wasn't like Canelo was pissed off. Canelo got pissed and told him to get the fuck out, you know, and all that stuff. Yeah, he got pissed in that sense. But he's not going to get pissed enough to give him a fight. And if he does, then I'm going to give my hat off to Demetrius Andrade. But Andrade is doing it outside of the ring, trying to get Canelo in the ring. He's not doing it in the ring. Even the fight with Liam Williams. I mean, if he did that, if he let Williams look good against him, let him look good, and took some risk and all that stuff to draw Canelo in, he did himself a disservice. In my opinion, if you're that much better than a guy, you should go show that and dominate that guy. You know, and who is Liam Williams? Exactly. He is not a major name. The guy that Liam Williams lost to before that was Liam Smith, who Canelo knocked out, you know, to capture a title at 154 years ago. So, do you really think Canelo is going to consider fighting Andrade when Andrade struggled, you know, against the guy who beat the guy kind of deal? No. You know, and Andrade just needs to shut the fuck up already. People aren't ducking him. Maybe some guys are. Okay, granted. Charlo's ducking Andrade. I'll give you that. Other guys do not want to fight Andrade. But I think mostly it's because they have better options. And Andrade is going to make them look bad. If not, and maybe beat him. But we are not going to know until somebody on a lower level gives him an opportunity. And he is not going to get Canelo on a high level until he beats somebody else who's on Canelo is on the atypical level. He is there. A+ level in terms of name and how good he is. The other guys, he's got to be a B guy to get to an A guy. He might have to be a B and then an A guy to get to the A+ Canelo. But doing it this way, going in, bitching, crying with his shirt made to get attention.
Continue straight onto West Chain
You know,
Avenue.
to me, it's ticky-tack. It's cheap. And I don't like it. And, you know, I hope he changes that style, because I really don't think it did any good. And I don't think Canelo has any intention of fighting him.
Onto West Chain
So,
Avenue.
you know, so that's it. That's my shut the fuck up on Demetrius Andrade. Go do it in the ring, man.
West Chain
Keep
Avenue
fighting.
for 6 miles.
Keep staying active. Knock off whoever is willing to fight you. And shut the fuck up, man. And that's it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's Shut the Fuck Up on Demetrius Andrade. True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.